What is going on, guys? Taylor Super with Sharp Sports Network, and I'm so happy to be back. I know you guys haven't seen me for 6 or 7 months on one of these videos, but for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be doing NBA and NFL videos every single day here, and then on Twitch, I will be live streaming NBA or NFL videos. So if you want to give us a follow, all the links are going to be in the description, and we're starting from the ground up with this company, so I would really appreciate it if you could support us just by giving us a follow completely free. Would really mean a ton to me. And I will still be doing this giveaway to give back. Free NBA season pass valued at $150. To enter for this, all you have to do is subscribe, like this video, and then comment below with your favorite play of the slate. One last thing before we get into this slate, just because it is our first video back, I dropped the NFL season pass to just $50 over here on sharpsportsnetwork.com. Link is going to be in the description. $50. It includes my personal player pool, cheat sheets, locks of the day, private Discord, private live stream 30 minutes to an hour before every main slate, and all the showdown slates for NFL. And it includes one of our premium shirts valued at $25. So this is just a no-brainer deal for me in my head. But it only lasts until this Sunday, 9/29. So if you want to get it while these shirts are still in stock, because we've sold quite a bit so far. And these shirts were made by Joe Beer, one of the partners in Sharp Sports Network. So if you want to follow him, his link is going to be in the description as well. We would really appreciate that. But so let's just get into the slate, because I'm really excited. I've gone on an absolute rampage the first couple of weeks in these showdown slates, even better than the main slates have gone for me. I've just been a really good NFL season for me so far. The game is the Eagles versus the Packers. Over under is at 46. Sharp money is on the under, made it drop 1.5 points from the opening 47.5, and I tend to agree with that. The new Matt LaFleur Packers offense tends to play super slow and conservative. And interesting enough, they've played with a lead on 83% of their snaps for the first 3 weeks. So obviously they're going to be more run heavy, but I don't know if they're going to be able to be that run heavy against the Eagles, who rank second in the league versus the run. But on the flip side, they get zero pressure on the quarterback, which is absolutely huge when I'm looking at offenses. Only a 1.6% adjusted sack rate, getting no pressure on the quarterbacks. So if you're giving Aaron Rodgers times, I want to go back to the well, because I keep playing Davante Adams every week, expecting him to come out, but this has to be the week. They're not going to be able to run against the Eagles. The Eagles have been getting torched. They got torched week 1 versus Case Keenum, and we saw what they did a couple days ago against the Bears. Granted, the Bears are a very good defense, but Case Keenum, the Redskins, not good. But the Eagles got torched by them. Davante Adams still leads the league, or is tied at least, with Marquez Valdes-Scantling with a 23% target share, slightly behind him in air yards. But he is in Josh Hermsmeyer's buy low model. I think he's the he might be the second receiver. He's up there. And so I really want to get onto Davante Adams. And his targets have gone way down this year, and I don't know if it's a mixture of everything. The Matt LaFleur offense, them being in leads the whole time, but I think this game they're going to be forced to pass. He only got 4 targets last week, but Rodgers didn't pass very much, and they had a lead the entire game, and they threw Chris Harris on him. Now they're facing an Eagles offense who have been getting torched by everyone. No Ronald Darby. So yeah, I want to get Davante Adams on both of my teams, on both sides. And I think that you're gonna get him kind of low owned in the MVP spot over here on FanDuel, just because Rodgers and Wentz are more expensive than him. It's gonna be tough to do on DraftKings, but I think there is enough value with guys like Matt Collins, who I think is still viable this week, even though Alshon Jeffrey's back, and maybe Darren Sproles for 400 more than Matt Collins. But nonetheless, you need to get Davante Adams in your lineup. You need to get Aaron Rodgers, and you need to get Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Those are 3 of the must plays on the slate. I'm just really all over them. They're going to be somewhat chalky, but I don't want to miss out on either of the 3, because if you just look at how the targets go on the Packers, it's just Scantling, Adams, and everybody else is pretty unreliable. We thought that Geronimo Allison was going to kind of break out this year, because He did so well in limited times last year, but he's only has 7 targets through the first 3 weeks. Unreliable. And even guys like Aaron Jones, I think he's way too expensive. We kind of thought that he was going to come into the year being a workhorse back, but like they said last week, before last week, they want Jamal Williams and him to be more of a 50-50 running back share. And it is a true running back by committee. So Aaron Jones 59%, then went down to 58%, had that shoulder injury. Don't know if that's the whole reason that he went down to 39%, but after those comments that they made about it being a true running back by committee, Jamal Williams jumped up to 61%. So if I'm going to play one of these running backs, it's going to be Jamal Williams at 5,000. He's ran double the routes that Aaron Jones did last week. They should have a lead. The Eagles are stout on defense, but if he continues to get these decent targets, I guess, at 2-4-2, he's a pretty good play at 5,000. He's not that much more expensive than the kickers. Obviously, way higher upside, but there's no way I'm paying 9,000 for Aaron Jones. And that's pretty much it for the Packers. It's pretty condensed with where I want to go. I want to get Rodgers, Adams, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling, which I think is pretty cheap at 7.6K. Don't want to play kickers. If you play a kicker, I kind of want to keep it with one, but what's playing kickers for pussies on showdown slates, and I'm not playing the defense either. On the Eagles side, it's kind of a mess. Just because Deshaun Jackson's going to miss this game. Alshon Jeffrey's back, but I think that he's going to be somewhat shadowed by Jaire Alexander, who has been an absolute monster, which opens things up for guys like Nelson Aguilar and Zach Ertz. We go over here to the snap shares of the Eagles. Nelson Aguilar, 80% week 1. Because I think he split a lot of the snaps with Deshaun Jackson, and Alshon Jeffrey, obviously he's not going to continue to play 96-99%, but actually this week I think he might. It looks like another Nelson Aguilar week, and I hope we can get him at lower ownership just because people are scared off of the drops or whatever. But if you look at the targets that he's gotten the last 2 weeks, it's absolutely crazy. 11 and 12, and that's with 4 drops. So a lot of catchable balls that's being thrown his way. 3 touchdowns, that's kind of on the high side of variance for him. But at 7.8K, I think he should be up here with Zach Ertz. Don't know why he's 1.4K cheaper. I will take the savings on Aguilar every single time. Packers have been getting kind of burnt in the slot, and I think they're going to be playing from behind, even though the Packers are a pretty middle of the road team in terms of getting pressure on the quarterback. Aguilar has one of the shorter ADOTs, so if Wentz is trying to get the ball out of his hands quickly, I like Nelson Aguilar quite a bit. If you can get up to Zach Ertz, I don't mind him. I think in a vacuum, even in a vacuum, I like Aguilar more. Zach Ertz targets the last 3 weeks. He's gotten 7, 16 versus Atlanta, and then 7 versus Detroit. The 7 versus Detroit, they kind of sold out to stop him. That's kind of what the Lions do. Don't think they do it against the Packers. Now, the interesting thing is on FanDuel, Ertz is cheaper. But the only solution to it over here is just to play both. I think you can play both of them. And then try to work things out with some of the cheaper guys so you can get in Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. But although I do like Scantling more than Ertz and Aguilar this week, although he might get less targets, actually, I'm pretty sure he will. One last guy I'll talk about before I end this video is Miles Sanders. He had 2 fumbles last week. It was looking like the backfield was becoming his own. It looks like he was separating himself from Jordan Howard and Darren Sproles in terms of touches. Obviously, the snap shares were going to be somewhat similar, but it's been on the slow decline. 48% week 1, 43% week 2, and then 34% week 3 in terms of target or a snap share. He kind of bounced back in the second half is what the coaches were saying. So I don't think that they are really concerned about. Obviously it sucks having the 2 fumbles. That's not a good thing. And but I think if he's going to continue to run this many routes, because if we go over here to air yards, Miles Sanders is actually 3rd on the team in targets, which is kind of skewed because Alshon Jeffrey's going to be back this week, and it'll probably bump him down a peg or two behind Matt Collins and Alshon Jeffrey. But if he even gets 10 to 12 touches at 6K, I think he's one of my favorite GPP plays, just because the Packers have been a sieve in the run, and they've given up the most receptions to running backs in the league, and that's where Miles Sanders thrives. I think he had like a 40-yard catch last week. And that's just something Miles Sanders can do, super elusive and athletic. So at 6.2K, I like him quite a bit. And over on FanDuel, he is 10K. It's kind of hard to get there just because Scantling and Ertz are just 1,000 and 1,500 respectively, more than him. But over here on DraftKings, where it's a full PPR, I do like Miles Sanders quite a bit. Now, I will write down a full strategy and exactly who I want to be in my captain spot, and my tighter player pool, which will be 7 or 8 players that I want you guys to play. I'll leave that for my members. So if you want to sign up, just go to sharpsportsnetwork.com. Link is going to be in the description if you want to join. But yeah, this is my first video. I'll be back tomorrow with my main slate video, and then I will be live streaming before the slate tomorrow on Twitch. So if you want to watch the video or watch me stream, all you have to do is follow me over there, and it is completely free to do. So anyways, until next time, peace.